So speaking of stepping out of your comfort zone
and swinging,
and stepping out of your comfort zone, I would really like to know some turn-ons. We got the, a voice can do it for you, right? But what does Josh? I mean, like what gets Josh's motor going? Do you have any?
Inquiring minds would like to know what your kink is.
They want. I don't know if I have any like specific like kinks.
I think your boys may have difference of opinion if they were in the room.
Yeah, maybe so.
Right,
maybe so.
right.
I guess it depends on how we define kink. There are definitely things that
I'll give you fetish. Fetishes.
Okay.
Things that turn you on. Fetish.
So let's start easy. Okay. Eyes, smile, tier A.
This is a SafeWord exclusive.
I don't need a huge, big, bodacious, booty. That's great to look at too. But if there's some bounce, or some wave to it, some roll back.
As long as when I smack it smacks me back.
Yeah, as long as when I smack it smacks me back. I'm good. I'm a leg man.
A leg man. All right. Okay.
All right.
I'm a leg man, and thick thighs save lives.
I like it. I love it.
They do. So I'm a sucker for, I love women. I won't lie. I don't have a specific type. Like Baskin Robbins.
Nice.
Like all flavors.
all the flavors. Jump in those DMs. All the flavors.
all the flavors. And so, I mean, not saying that I go out and have a different flavor every night.
So you can window shop. Window shop
don't have your little itty bitty pink spoon. Okay, let me taste this one.
Right.
But like with voices earlier, I love somebody who can bring me peace. And I know that's not talking about sex necessarily, but my whole life is around, taking care of him and being, in charge. This is taken care of. Get this taken care of. You can make me comfortable, then I can be and you can let me be a teddy bear, then, the sky's the limit. Just let me.
See, he's not just all muscles and deep voice. He wants to be cuddled. Let's see, I'm gonna ask you. We're getting kinky here because it's a kink show. I'm gonna ask you now. Is there anything?
Don't make me wrong. I don't mind.
Okay, you like smacking. Okay, yeah. You won't be all innocent and sweet in the corner.
You just gotta ask nice.
I don't have small hands either. I can chill.
That's him offering a present. That's what that was.
Right.
No, that was
giving you a gift.
Choke. That was definitely a choke. Sorry.
Trying to give him now. He's like, no. That's what that is.
See, there's a fetish. You into choking. Cool. All right. Not you being choked. You want to choke somebody. So see, there's where I sit there and say, because we've had conversations before. We had a little meet and greet before this, right? And I was like, I'm going to ask you some questions because you're just naturally a dom. You're intuitively a dom, even though you don't play in the dom space. All those things that you said, taking care of it, handling it. I also still want to be cuddled because they're soft doms. You know what I'm saying? And so we're going to get kinky here because I want to know if there's anything that you have not experienced or is on your bucket list of intimate experiences you have not tried.
All right. So I'll go to Alaska. So I defiled Portage.
You do what?
I defiled Portage. I went out on Portage on the glacier.
Yeah.
That was an experience. So that's one that I have done. But no mile high yet. Not necessarily full fledged, but maybe fool around on the airplane. We have our own aisle.
Yeah. There you go.
It's harder to get that bad nowadays. I'll say,
All right.
Oh my God.
Flight attendants not playing around anymore.
Yeah, for sure. You can't get in that. Yeah, that, and I'd be like top flight security. It's all in here. No, I'm big in here.
Yeah, it's hard to get that one.
Who's coming to get you or stop you? It's just like, hey, sir, what? Never mind.
What? What? No, I've got a really good story with Josh. One of the times we was going out with my mama, and she's drunk, and we walking back to my apartment, and we try to get my drunk mama back to the apartment, and some like guy is coming behind us, yelling and talking and running up on us and stuff, right? And I'm like, yo, back up. And this motherfucker had on a leather jacket and turned around and went, that shit slid off like butter, like something out of the Matrix. And he's like, yo, back the heck up. Dude was like, oh, I was just trying to say hi. He's like, no, you're not trying to say shit.
real story. And her mama loves me.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, if you got the bark, you might as well use it.
And I've said it a million times on this show. My mama's a butch dyke. Wears the chain, the whole nine, everything. She thinks she's tough. And I swear she was terrified that night. And then she was just like, I was like, are you girling out right now? Is that what's happening? What is going on? Yeah, so I mean, good times had by all. Good times had by all. So we've talked about some of your turn-ons, right? I would love to know if you have anything that is a turn-off for you, something that would just totally be like, nope, done.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not a kind of like the woman I was describing earlier that I like kind of soft, the sensuals. So really, really brash and abrasive or stoic are those are turn-offs.
Those are turn-offs for you.
Not knocking anybody. Everybody's their own person.
Right. Yeah.
But for me,
it's interesting to say that because a lot of you're not the only one. You're not the only man that's saying, hey, listen, this is what I like, this is what I don't like. And I hope that, you to each your own. I'm not trying to disparage anybody, but just maybe listen to what men are saying about what they like and compromise a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, that's not knocking anybody's personality or who they are, but we are who we are. So, and men can have standards as well. And too much now, it's like and again, ladies, don't get mad at me. It's like women have preferences, and those are accepted. Okay, that's your preference. When
right.
a man shows a standard or shows a preference, he's being hard, or he's being this, or he's being that. But we can have standards.
And that's
unreasonable.
Perfect.
Not unreasonable.
Yeah. No, and that's perfect because I would love to know for all the girls that are going to jump in your DM. You know what I'm saying? Once they see this show, they're going to jump in the DM and they're going to be like, man, I got a shot. I'm going to shoot my shot. Right. So you already said you don't have a type, Baskin Robbins. But if you were like, okay, look, this is what I'm looking for. You can holler at me like this. And this is a definite no. We know, hey, don't come in brash. But I mean, how would someone get your attention?
Honesty, genuine,
Genuine.
Yeah, genuine. Consistency, obviously, once there's an actual connection. But just be yourself, be genuine. Don't have a facade. Facades are seen right through. Just be you, be comfortable, be who you are, be comfortable in your own skin, be confident in your own skin. And I got you. That doesn't mean that every flavor is for everybody,
right?
But don't put on that facade to get what you think you want because you can never hide yourself forever, right?
So for some of them surface level girls, you're looking for short, tall, skinny, thick, big old boobs. Like, what you looking for?
Oh, the leg. He said the legs. The legs. So you gotta have a strong foundation.
But even short girls can have really, really. Honestly, real talk is all in the individual, right? So if this individual has small perky tits, then great. If the other one has voluptuous and that's her asset, and I'm liking everything else about her, then whatever her main asset is, then that's what's going to draw me to her. She has I don't need a huge, big, bodacious, booty. That's great to look at too. But if there's some bounce or some wave to it, some roll back, then there.
As long as when I smack it smacks me back.
Yeah, as long as when I smack it smacks me back. I'm good. So whatever her main asset is, if I'm into her, then that's what I'm going to be, that's what's going to draw me to it. It could be your lips. It could be your eyes.
Ladies, full circle. Yeah. You got to be the entire package for Mr. Josh. All right. It'll be entire. Don't jump in them DMs half-assed now. All right. It's got to be here and here.
Now I got a question about equipment.
Okay.
So, you do a voiceover, you got mic, you got your, your preamp and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when it comes to the space, however, when it comes to kink, have you used any equipment? Have you, we're talking handcuffs, we're talking rods, whips, chains, the whole nine.
Okay. So toys, on the other, handcuffs for sure, ties, blindfold. I've never been like fully, tied up.
You haven't been restrained.
No. I have never been.
Would you let someone tie you up?
That wasn't a no.
It's a yes or no question, but
that wasn't a no.
He was like, So circumstances, right?
Circumstances, yeah. I'm not even gonna. Yeah, I take back my point. Yeah, in the right circumstances, I would.
I would too. Like a 7-ton backhoe, like there ain't no bed frame in America that's holding that down.
It's like literally trying to tie up the rock people. This is how big this man is, just so you guys understand. No, you are. Don't try it. And so, I mean, when you see him in person, you're like, oh, hi. What the fuck? So yeah, no, it makes a perfect point. What the hell do you tie him to? That's probably why you haven't been tied up yet.
I can see my 5'5" ass like walking around and you're like, "What's up, God?"
That happened to me at the gym not long ago. I went into the gym. There's this kid. He was working at the counter, and I was talking to somebody else. And he literally turned around and said just that. He's like, "God, are you talking about?" It was pretty funny. Everybody busted out.
Yeah, you're definitely gonna be one of those iconic voices. I'm telling you, keep this up. You're gonna be one of those iconic voices. So
I definitely would play with the toys.
The toys, yeah,
definitely bringing in. Yeah.
Okay,
gotta spice it up. Down with it.
See, so those questions weren't too difficult. But crew, I want to open it up for you. Okay, Mr. Knight gave him a really good question there. I know y'all got some kinky things rolling around in that head of yours that maybe you want to ask you.
Well, I have some kinky visuals going on right now that I won't display. So let's go ahead and let Kane ask his kinky
She's like, I am just fine. Make this man talk. Make him talk.
Get him talking. We're good. Let's just say you've been my favorite interview so far.
Oh, thank you. Oh, hey, I have my chain here, so we good.
Yeah,
oh, there you go. That's a start.
You put that next to an F-350. All right, so the way we usually wrap these up is, I ask for words of wisdom, ask you for, what would you do to change the world? What would you do to see the world be a better place? But I know, and I'm gonna ruin Callista's whole fantasy here because I know she wanted to hear you speak, but everybody knows me on this show, especially during the hot topics. I go into what they call morbid Marcos.
Morbid Marcos.
So, in spirit of that, I know you have an amazing backstory. I mean, I know we've talked about it before, and I hope I'm not putting you on the spot, but I'd really like to show more of the humanistic, the trials, the tribulations, the adversities that you have overcome to be the successful and powerful man that you are today. So one thing that I have to ask is, just as far as voiceover work and the thing that you do, who did you aspire or who inspired you throughout, this journey that you've been on with voiceover work? We've talked about James Earl Jones. We've talked about, I'm going to throw out Red Fox, with that iconic voice, because they weren't just iconic, they were unique.
Yeah.
And you are not just a deep voice. You have a very unique tone to the depth of your voice. And so I would, wager to put you up there with the Lance Reddick, with the James Earl Jones, with the Red Fox, with all of these, very talented actors that are out there. So who would you say inspired you the most throughout this journey?
I love that. And all the names that you just mentioned were, among those. Lance Reddick may rest in peace. I think another one that may throw you is Regina King. She's
Yeah. Yeah.
Boondocks.
Yep.
Yeah. She does Boondocks. But so again, just being unique and doing something that you wouldn't expect. Our girl Freddie back in the day, from a different world. That's her character name, but she's huge in the voiceover world. So it's you would think that it would be voices that sound like mine, but it's not just that. It's male, it's female, it's those who have found creative ways to do what they got, do what they do, and use their gifts. Obviously, James is absolutely huge in that. I am Luke Father, so gotta love Darth. I always love Darth. And those are those big people who gave me a whole lot of influence, but a lot of it is just in music, as well. The music that I listen to, not necessarily specifically voiceover, but just big artists. That's art as well. My dad wasn't a singer, but he was a painter. So any form of art, dancers,
expression.
Any type of artistic expression to me, I can find influence. Anthony Bourdain was a big one, not a necessarily a voiceover guy, but somebody who was super creative, and the way that he would narrate and speak. I would listen to his shows over and over again, and his cadence and the way that he does things. You think that it's you take it for granted, but it's very intentional. The way that he did things. And again, rest in peace there as well. So folks that you wouldn't ordinarily think, and those who everybody knows that are household names, for sure. I hope I answered.
Yeah.
So, you go ahead and bring in that other piece of it. Sorry, go ahead. Just on his pass.
So we talked about, just you've overcome a lot of adversity. I mean, we've met with you behind the scenes. We've talked things over, and you gave us a little bit of a backstory about, just between complications at birth and then car accidents and just medical conditions. You've really you described it perfectly earlier. You're just a cockroach. You just won't give up. You won't quit. You're not dying anytime soon. So, I mean, can you walk us through, just how these experiences have built you up to who you are today? And they've obviously had an influence. And so would you mind speaking on that at all?
Yeah, man. So tomorrow's never promised, and everything that we go through, I truly believe it sounds silly, but it does. It makes us stronger. We can choose to let it make us stronger, or we can let it tear us down. It depends on the route that we go. And I kind of said earlier, just keep swinging, right? I don't have a choice. I'm not giving up. What's the option? I'm going to go sit down. I'm going to go sit down someplace. No, I'm going to keep on swinging. So whatever knocks me down, I'm getting back up, and I'm going to be stronger coming back. Just to give the details, I know you alluded to a couple of things, but when I was very little, I had a tumor, and as a result, I lost the hearing in one of my ears. And so that I was very young. So that caused a bit of a speech impediment that I had to overcome. And when I became, started singing, learning how to actually harmonize, being able to hear everything else with just one ear, being able to adjust. Like, I can't use that monitor. I need you to turn my monitor down, or I'm like this, and doing all of these things to be able to adjust and hear the people that I'm singing with. That helps you, hone your skills. Right. And then in 2010, I was in a really bad motorcycle accident. That, it was almost a wrap. And my daughter was 2 at the time. And coming back from that, I'm like, I got to be here for her. And then in 2016, for 2015, I had just done a bodybuilding competition. And my first competition always worked out, but I never really, worked out with the intent of, truly building that type of muscle. And one of my best friends, after my motorcycle accident, I got out of shape. I was in a wheelchair for a while, and not getting around. So got way out of shape, and I was feeling some type of way, naturally, because I'd always been an athlete, and now that ability has been taken away from me. I can never be an athlete, in that regard, at that same level. Don't get me wrong, you can absolutely continue to do things, but I've been hindered now. It's changed. And so I started working out again, and he was like, hey, do this show. And I was like, all right, cool. That'll keep, me motivated, to really get in the shape that I need. And I did that. And a year later, I was diagnosed with congestive heart failure at 38. And that was a huge blow. Now I can't lift the way that I used to be able to lift, but I still gotta, do what I need. And at the point that I was diagnosed with that, it was really bad. And I've fought my way, back, and I'm at a point where eventually, something will have to be done, with it to address it. But I'm at a really good point in my life now. That meant lifestyle change, what I'm eating, the rest I'm getting, just the things that also feed into, things I need to be doing for voiceover, right. And taking care of my body. And so instead of allowing these setbacks, and, there's other things, in life that we all deal with, right? Everybody has a story. Not saying that mine is any harder. It's just my story, right? And so taking those things and using them as fuel and using them to be able to relate to other people when they're going through something. Yeah. I'm like, I can totally relate with that. Check this out. And this is what I did. And maybe that can help somebody, somebody else. If it's my daughter, if it's one of my nieces, one of my nephews, if it's a complete stranger, on the street, and I can share something, that'll help somebody, then, through my experiences. And one of my biggest, I am single, but my father passed away on my wedding day as well. And that was when I, obviously long time ago, my daughter was living. But that was one of the biggest things that, like, whoa, that hit me hard. And being able to still, coming back from that and having, conversations with people and being able to relate, just the things that we go through, they mold us, and we get to decide how.
Well, on that point, was it somebody in your life or something internal that helped you navigate that and not end up angry and bitter and resentful?
Ooh, awesome question. And I can't say that I wasn't angry, bitter, and resentful in moments, right? But my dad was a huge influence in my life, and just knowing what he would expect of me, and hearing his voice in my head saying, "Nah, son." Yeah, he was hard. So my dad was. I'm 45 now. I turned 45 last week. My dad was my age when I was born, so he was much older, right? Yeah. So he had that. By the time I was young, he had that wisdom already, right? And he came up. He had a really, really hard life. I wish we had more time. I would love to tell his story as well. but he was a huge influence. And my circle, I keep a very small circle, but they're all super positive, strong, influential, amazing fathers, amazing men. And we motivate, each other. And there's, the thing I always say, just because they're in your circle doesn't mean they're in your corner, right. But all these dudes, we're in each other's corner. And that's what matters.
That's a good group to have.
Yeah. It is. Very inspiring story. So for anybody out there that's thinking they can't reach their dreams or their goals or obtain something, some kind of roadblock has shown up in their life. Man, listen to this interview. Listen to this man, because he's still out there doing the damn thing. He's faced death head on a couple times. Almost thought we were going to lose him a couple times. And he's come back from the ashes. It's like a true Phoenix story.
Hey, and it's right here.
Right, exactly.
This is my Phoenix right here. And it's because of those things. Rebirth. Absolutely.
Yep. And I love it. So I'm going to make it a little bit more uncomfortable for you. Maybe. We'll see here.
Okay.
But we were talking about the fact that you had a Tony group, back in the day, and you used to sing, and you sang.
Oh,
so
no.
Can we get a little ditty? I mean, you could just sing us happy birthday, but I mean, we're talking about voices here. Now you got to show your full ability.
Oh my!
You put it on display.
Yeah.
And everybody get quiet. Ready?
That's the spot. All right. I hung up that microphone
Come on. Give us a little bit.
That guitar in the back is just a prop. That's what you're trying to say?
Yeah, the prop? I don't think so.
That was my COVID hobby. I'm like, I'm going to learn how to play this guitar.
Here, right. I know for a fact that you sometimes call my mama and sing her happy birthday. So let's not play silly now. Okay? Right. And SafeWord get a little ditty.
All right. I'll do something. I won't do a whole 9, but I'll do something. Don't. Ooh, okay. Let's see. My voice sounds totally different than my talk. Looking back, reminiscing on, got a brother doing bad, then you put me on, and told me not to be ashamed of what I've got. Never mind, I'm hating niggas up and down the block, baby. You held shit down in a Bill's cafe. Said, go ahead, baby, do your singing thing. And when God blesses us, our Alexa, with a hideaway mansion in the Hamptons.
Yeah. See, I'm telling you, a man of many talents right here. Y'all ain't gonna want to miss this guy, okay? You need to know who he is because he's gonna be huge and everywhere, and SafeWord had him first, all right? With that, Kane, would you like to take us out tonight? And thank you, Josh, so much for being here.
No, it was absolutely my pleasure. I appreciate you guys.
Yeah. Wish you nothing but luck on your career.
Likewise.
We are going to have you back. If you're willing to come back on SafeWord, we're going to have you back because you know the ratings is going to go up and they're going to be like, well, where's Josh? And
we need him to come back and sing for us.
Right, exactly.
Would be my pleasure. It's called.
All right, Kay, you want to take us out?
Yeah, usually I wrap this up and, just, hey, everybody, thanks for viewing and everything else. But, I mean, I got to give you props and credit where credit is due. Thank you so much for taking the time. Thank you so much for meeting with us. Thank you for your candidness, your honesty, and just really your uplifting and, just inspiring story. So I cannot thank you enough. I cannot give you enough respect. I can't give you enough love. There's nothing that we could say or do to repay you for, just the brightness that you brought to this group today. So thank you for all that you do. Yes, thank you for taking this time. Thank you for showing us your talent. And we really, really, really look forward to having you back. So for everybody else, this has been a SafeWord interview with the one and only Josh. We've given you all of his social media. It'll be in a link below. If you want to reach out and, give show some love, or if you've got anything for him where you watching this interview, you think he would be perfect candidate for, something that you're doing, reach out, give him that word, give him that love, and, show you.
JoshLWilliams.com. Yeah.
You got it. JoshLWilliams.com.
It'll be in the description box below. I appreciate y'all. Yeah, no problem. No problem. You fam.
Yes, absolutely. All right. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, everybody. It's Friday night. And I know a lot of ladies are, hot and heavy now. So go out, hit the clubs, and see if you can find you a deep voice man, just like you just heard. All right. We'll catch you guys later. Have a good one.
Bye, y'all.
This is a SafeWord exclusive.